Πολύ καλησπέρα σε όλους. Ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ γιατί που αφιερώνετε τον χρόνο σας τώρα, το απόγευμα, που είναι και πολύ δύσκολο. Θέλω πρώτα απ' όλα να ρωτήσω να δω αν έχουμε κάποιον άνθρωπο που μιλάει στα αγγλικά. Νομίζω ότι έχουμε τουλάχιστον έναν, οπότε θα κάνω εναλλαγή στη γλώσσα για να μπορεί νομίζω να καταλαβαίνουν όλοι. Κάτι να ρωτήσω. Do we have someone that speaks only English here in the audience? Okay, perfect. So I'll switch in English then, just for everyone to understand, make sure we understand. Okay, right. Thank you very much for the attendance. I'm gonna talk to you today about green properties, the leading design company developer in Greece, and about our products and portfolio overall. Okay. Perfect. So Green Properties, as I told you, is the leading design company in Greece. We have a portfolio of over 100 projects at the moment nationwide. We specialize in energy efficient, A+ energy efficiency level, let's say, products, which is the highest standard in Europe. And essentially, all our properties are smart, eco-friendly, A+ energy efficient, and with minimal architecture. Actually, we're one of the first companies that brought the minimal architecture in Greece. We have an in-house team of 278 people. This team ranges from architects, engineers, interior designers, and project managers down to property managers, after-sales officers, and legally and notary support. So essentially, we're able to control the whole production chain and essentially help you A to Z with your investment or your client's investment. Essentially, we're trying to offer a one-stop shop solution for everyone. Some key figures I'd like you to note here that are currently not fully updated, but close to the reality. We have, as I told you, an in-house team of 278 people. We have over 100 projects either under development or under licensing stage. And we have, I think now, over 150,000 square meter of net buildable development. In terms of certifications, Green Properties has been over 7 years now in the market and actually has achieved some awards in the past 3 years, which are quite nominatable. One of these is the fact that the award that we were one of the 10 companies that had the most positive impact in the Greek economy last year. And also I want to note that we are a AA credit rate company from MyCapCrif, and we are the only developer in the space in the whole country that has a AA credit. And I think this is a very important criterion for the credibility of the company across your clientele, especially any foreign investors that would be interested to come here in Greece. Also, Grant Thornton and PwC is backing us and signing our financial statements, so I think this is another layer of security for your clients. Έχει ξεκινήσει ήδη. Okay, bear with me because there's some delay with. Okay, so our properties are built with some very specific characteristics. The A+ energy efficient level is including all these features like a heat pump system, energy efficient frames, thermal facade of 10 centimeter thick. This is something that we actually are very keen in investing even more. LED lighting, photovoltaic panels and solar panels on the top of the roof panels everywhere for all our properties. And this is how we harness the net metering system as a result. And as I told you before, minimal architecture is the key identity of all our portfolio and all our projects. And smart home technology is applied to every property. This is one of the actually one of the projects that we have in Agia Paraskevi, and actually it's exactly the picture that you will see in our real product and our final product that is now completed. This is the corner apartment, and this is actually a real outcome of the product. The minimal frames that you see here is actually one of our own production. One of our subsidiary companies are producing them. And actually, we are one of 2 developers in the whole country that's having these double glazed minimal frames installed in almost all our projects. So you can tell that we're building in one, I think, the top quality in terms of residential real estate right now in the country. Okay, I'm sure everybody knows about Greece, so I'll just run through the whole slide. Of course, Greece has a renowned for about the history and culture, is a global connection across many continents, top tourist destination, and of course for the golden visa investors, something to keep in mind is the fact that any golden visa investor has free access to education and healthcare directly through their visa. So I think this is something that everyone should pay attention to. So the Greek Golden Visa program started in 2013. It's a Greek residency program, a residence by investment program. It gives a residence permit for 5 years for all investors, and with renewal terms, which essentially the only term is to actually keep ownership of the property. The key advantage, I think, and why it's still one of the most competitive programs in Europe, is the fact that we are still in the threshold of 250,000 euros, which is the lowest threshold. And actually, one of the other key advantages is the sort of investment in real estate. Most countries right now have stopped this type of investment. So I think this reliable product, this reliable investment, and makes it more risk-free compared to other countries. It automatically gives free movement among all Schengen states, so another key advantage. There's no minimum stay requirement. There's the opportunity to rent it out and keep it as an investment property, essentially. The average application process last year was only 2 months. This, of course, varies compared to other cities, but the average was about there. It's a first step to the citizenship. So after 70 years, and if the investor fulfills some certain terms, definitely living in Greece for a few months, it can actually be a path to citizenship, and it will give an immediate access to 172 countries. So 10 multiple of 10 more countries. And I think one of the last advantages is the fact that it gives full family residency. So basically, most of the programs do not give this advantage, so it's a very crucial advantage here. The fact that the spouse, the parents, the children, and the parents-in-law of the investor, all of them can get a visa through one investment. So these are some key highlights of the program. And I'm trying my best to keep the presentation going. So the key advantages, some additional key advantages that I think, well, many people do not particularly pay attention to, and I included them here, is the fact that we have the lowest applicant fees in Europe in terms of the Golden Visa application. There's also the exit option from the investment. This is particularly very unique for our program because most programs actually have a lock-in period of the money of the investment in the country. And actually we have the exit option in any time that the investor wants and potentially switch to a different property based on the regulation of the regulation of the year that he's gonna sell the property. And of course, any investor invests in the most advantageous right now, most competitive market, real estate market in Europe. So there's a huge advantage of having a potential capital appreciation, a huge upside from their investment. So many opportunities across the whole country, mainly operating and focusing on our capital in Athens. We have many Golden Visa-oriented product, much more Golden Visa-oriented product at 250,000 euros around Athens, Thessaloniki, Crete right now. So we can definitely talk later if you're interested to find out more about this. And also in 500,000 euro areas, we have additional product. But yeah, pay attention that the new bill has already passed. The law is changing, so essentially we have until end of the summer to get a down payment deposited in order to guarantee the eligibility of any investor with a previous regulation. So some of our key products actually that we launched the past month, and actually it's not very let's say it's not very known around the market right now, and actually this is the first presentation and you are the first that will probably learn about them, is the following. And this will particularly help people that have clients either foreign or even domestic clients. This should be a very, very nice advantage, nice opportunity to harness right now. So our first program and product is Miso program, or 50-50 in English, I guess. This is not Golden Visa eligible, by the way, but you'll understand why. Essentially what we give as an advantage for any investor, especially domestic, is a 50% contribution to the investment upfront until the contract stage of any property, and we leave the rest of the remaining amount of the investment in 50 interest-free installments. So this gives a huge advantage to many people that potentially didn't have the capital up front, the capital available, or didn't want to go through the hassle of any mortgages, any banks, and the bureaucracy. And so potentially people that are not looking for Golden Visa, because now we have some deadlines, and obviously people that are here, Greeks, that want, or other people from other nationalities that want to invest, this is a huge, huge advantage. These are some advantages that you can see here. I know they're small letters, so I try to tell you what are the main advantages. But essentially, it's an easy home purchase because also it's potentially a property that a buyer couldn't buy before because he or she had a limited capital. Now they might be able, due to that flexibility of the payments, he might be able to go forward with the investment and buy a more expensive property, and a property that would be ideal for him. Now there's no limitation in terms of the options that the buyer has. because we provide that flexibility in the market. So if we make the purchase easy, a very easy process, because essentially the property is financed from us, from the seller, from the owner. We give a flexible payment plan, and as a result, we give the opportunity for buyers to buy their ideal home and not limited the options. The second product I'd like me to introduce to you today is the Crazy Deal product, essentially, or program. Essentially, what we are guaranteeing here is we give a very, very discounted price on all our properties, on most of our properties, not all of them. But essentially, it's a crazy deal for them, and that's why we named it like that. What essentially this means as a program is that we give the flexibility to the buyer of having their own ownership, to own the house. And how do we provide that? By essentially giving them the option for them to order or to decide and choose the furnishing, the final furnishing of the property. So we essentially sell the property. We provide it with a final stage of the frame installment. That's the last stage of construction, essentially. And anything else, like kitchen, the bathroom furniture, finishing, flooring, and so on and so forth, we provide it as an option to the buyer. So the buyer is able to own the home, to buy it on a very discounted price, on a crazy deal price. But also, he or she gets to buy it very, very much earlier and not wait with potential hassles from all the providers of the furniture. Okay, so very, very key advantages of this program, very key advantages for any buyer to own the home and to buy it on a very, very advantageous price. Okay, so these five are essentially the things that we will not, we will actually leave to the buyer to decide and actually make it their own, his or her own ownership. Okay. The third program, that essentially the third product that I'd like you to be introduced to is the exchange program. What do we mean by exchange? It's essentially we've given the freedom for people that potentially might not have a whole capital up front, or they might not be able to get a mortgage at a level that they would like to, in order to get to purchase a newly built home of our standards. We give the option to the buyer, to the investor, to exchange one of their old properties, one of the properties that they had their ownership for some years now in their portfolio, to exchange it for a new apartment. Usually, obviously, you understand that these properties have a lower value than the nominal commercial value of our properties in our portfolio. So essentially, what we provide them is the fact that we will include both the property value that we will agree, and the rest, the remaining, will be the capital that will be agreed as part of the whole transaction, of the whole agreement. But now we give the flexibility of not only accepting the full price in capital, but also in assets. This is the huge advantage of this program that we've initiated the past few months, and actually has huge success. And I recommend many people, especially from Greece here, local people that have a portfolio to consider this program, because we are very open to discussions, and we have had many deals, and we've helped many people actually buy a new property, a new home, without the need of the upfront capital. So essentially, as I said, you only pay the price difference that we will agree. We offer also a free service in terms of evaluation of your property, if it's interesting for us, obviously, the apartment that you will offer. It's a free of charge also loan approval process. So we will get your case. If you need an additional amount as a mortgage, we will bring it to our consultants and bank partners, and even that will be free of charge. And also, if we agree in the end, and we go ahead with the transaction, then until our property is completed, we provide you with the option of flexible homestay, where you can still stay in your old property. So obviously, we don't want to throw anyone out of their property. We will wait until the new property is completed, and then we will, let's say, harness the old property that you proposed. The fourth program that I'd like you to introduce today is essentially renovate properties. We are a developer, we're building new properties, but essentially we found that there is a lot of demand right now for renovated properties, as it gives an easier access for investment for many people, both foreign and domestic clients. So essentially, we provide that program and we provide those services to people that might have old properties and even non-renovated. We're very interested to buy either a property by itself, standalone, or a building. And if you're interested to buy one of these or to offer one of these, we would like to have a chat with you and potentially see whether we can have a mutual agreement and a mutual beneficial partnership out of this. Okay, so we do have a small percentage of our portfolio into renovated properties, fully renovated and upgraded in terms of energy class, in terms of the level of energy class they have. Again, though, the identity will be similar to the newly builds. So they will be smart, they will be sustainably built, and they will be with minimal architecture. It will be the same identity as you see, similar to our newly built properties. So I don't want to hassle you, but we do have a lot of projects. As you can see, the main area that we're building now, it's Athens and all the suburbs of Athens, center, north, east, everywhere. Also, we do have in Thessaloniki, my bad, sorry. We have in Thessaloniki, we have in Crete, and we'll soon have in Peloponnese. Probably we missed this, I don't know why. We'll fix this. But we do have nationwide availability in terms of our portfolio. We have, as I told you, for people that came late, we have over 100 projects available, again, nationwide. So if you have any interesting case that you would like to talk, let me know after the presentation. Some examples I'm going to show you very quickly are our residence in Vrilissia, Serenity residence with fully detached houses. Also, I want to know that we have many types of properties. We have investment properties in the center, we have vacation homes, we have complexes of semi-detached properties, we have fully detached homes, monikatakias. We have, I think, only villas at the moment. We do not, we haven't invested because of a very niche market. But overall, we do have a big variety in terms of the availability and the types of properties available at the moment. So Serenity Residence in Erythrea. It has fully detached houses with gardens, pools, roof gardens, essentially. Cube Residence in Glyfada. Again, one of the very prestigious projects. Oasis Residence in Kato Glyfada, behind Golf. So this is one of the most luxury projects we have. So if you have this sort of clientele or if you're interested, let me know. Glyfada More Residence. In the west, we have in Ilion, Konstantinopolios in center, in Gerakas on the east. We have many in Gerakas. It's still also a 250K zone for Golden Visa, so keep this in mind if you have foreign clients. In Piraeus, we have a 60-unit double building complex, a modern complex with extra facilities, lobby, gym. It's 8-story building, and it's very close to the port, 5-minute walking distance from the port. So it's a very prestigious project, this one as well. Also, we have in Neosikon, which is near Pasalimani, and a very, very prestigious area. Most of the properties have been sold here immediately, but we do have some availability if you're interested. Oh, here's Thessaloniki. So we do have now in Evosmos one project, and 2 others are coming in Thermi, are coming up soon. And in Crete, we have in Chania and Iraklio. One of these is this one here. Yeah, it doesn't go back. You only go forth. Anyway, we have 2 projects in Iraklio and 2 projects in Chania now available. So if you're interested, let me know. It's semi-detached complexes or building complexes, multi-unit building. And we have over 58 or now over 60 projects completed. You can tell that the final product that we're building from our portfolio is exactly the same as the renders. We do not have any, we're not promising in our designs and our renders something that we will not deliver in the end in terms of construction. You can compare and contrast, and I challenge you to do that, many of our old projects and completed projects. So some of these projects, you can find them in Vula, in Virona, in Pagrati, in Petralona, Kypseli, Parnithos, in Pevki, so in all suburbs essentially. Petroupoli, Pevki, Pisteri, everywhere, essentially everywhere. Galați, Nea Smyrni, big and small, so overall we have a big variety, a big portfolio, and we will be very happy if we can partner or if you can come to us and discuss potential investment options that you would like to achieve. Okay, thank you very much for your attention.